What's going on, guys? It's your boy Taboo, and today I want to talk to you about comparing yourself and why you need to stop that shit and why it doesn't matter. And I'm going to talk a little bit about jealousy and all that kind of shit. And I just want to say that this is kind of one of those things you really want to pay attention to because if you do this the right way, you can become very successful. And if you utilize this in the wrong way, you will fuck yourself up and you will end up being really depressed and really sad and all that shit. And I mean, this is one of those things that I struggle with myself the most just because it's like, especially in the music scene, we all know that there's people who get to a point in this music shit and you know that they didn't put in any kind of hard work for this shit, and you know that they didn't really bust their ass, and they kind of just get it handed to them, and they make a substantial amount of money, while there's a lot of people out there who are grinding and really out there busting their ass, and then again, those same people who get those handouts, they don't really have any longevity. They kind of disappear after like a year or two, in the music scene because they don't have the work ethic. They don't have the foundation, So, anyways, when you're comparing yourself to people, what you're doing pretty much is you're telling yourself that you're not as good as that person, and you have no idea what that person had to go through to get to that spot, So, like a good example of comparing yourself, which would be a positive thing, would let's say if you're like in a race with someone and this person's really good, right? They win every single fucking race and you race them and you're always losing, and you're like, man, I want to be just as good as that person, or I want to be better than that person. So you go to the gym and you're working out, you're doing, treadmill shit, you're doing cardio, you get yourself, to a good point, and you race this person again and you smoke them. That is a good example of comparing yourself because you're focusing on a goal to become better. Now a negative example would be, let's say that same person who was winning the race and you lost to that person, and you see that person getting all these trophies and you see them becoming a better person and you see them, getting all this success and all this attention, and you let it fester inside of you and it bubbles up into hatred, and then you go out and you kill that person instead of working hard to beat that person or just become better at what you're good at. That is a negative example. And that form of comparing yourself is the same thing as jealousy. That is the negative version of it. And unfortunately, that is something that is prevalent in a lot of people, especially guys. That is one thing that guys need to quit doing to each other. You see it all the time. If you're good at what you're doing, there's always going to be some dude in the comment section, telling you that you suck or this is trash. They don't even have a logical reason for it. They just hear it and like trash, And then you look at that person and you're like, what is this person doing with their life? Most of the times we all know that that person who's talking shit doesn't have a fucking a dick in the butthole. They don't have shit going for their lives, and they're just trying to bring you down to their level and they just want attention, So honestly, whenever it comes to comparing yourself, don't do that shit, because I do it a lot, and it really causes depression. It causes sadness in yourself because you forget what you're worth. Sometimes even me being taboo, I'll sit in my bed, I'm looking at my phone, and I'll look at all these, shitty ass mother. I'm not gonna say shitty. I'm just gonna say I look at all these people in the SoundCloud underground that are just making bullshit ass drug music, and the shit's popping and they got like all these millions of views, and they're probably flashing ice. They got all this fucking money, and and then a lot of people are telling me like, man, you're underrated. Like you should have this many fans. Hey man, or you should come do a show here. You should travel there. And it's like, motherfucker, I'm still, I might have all these fans, but I'm still here stuck trying to figure out how I'm going to get out of here in the first place. So it gets to me and it eats me up and it makes me feel depressed sometimes because I'm like, man, like, what am I doing wrong? Do I need to sell out and start making music about popping Zans and sipping lean and shit like that, and I will have those moments, right? And then I'll erase like all my pictures. I will get to the very edge of even deleting my fucking Instagram and everything, because that's how bad comparing yourself can fuck you up. Even if you're the best at what you do and you compare yourself to someone who is probably not even as skilled as you, but they're on a higher level, maybe financially or attention wise, it'll fuck you up. You'll eat yourself up. So my advice would be to just cut yourself off from that kind of, don't feed yourself that kind of shit. For me, I don't even follow any type of like, I honestly, on Instagram, people know I don't even really follow anybody because I know myself. If I constantly keep looking at shit, especially on social media, it'll fuck me up. It'll make me feel like I'm less important. And no one's less important. You know, even you who's listening to this right now, you're a great person. Whatever you are good at, whatever talent you have, you need to be the best at what you're good at. You know, if there's someone else in your field of work or whatever the fuck you do and they're really good at it, don't hate them. Unless they're a shitty person, then just fuck them. But if they're good at what they do and you want to get to that point and you want to be successful also, have a positive mindset about it. You know, you need to look at that and be like, yo, I want to get to that level. So I'm going to work hard. You know, that's what inspired me to get to where I am. You know, there's a lot of people out there that I look at what they did in their time and I want to be able to do the same shit. So I sit here and I work 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 because I want to get to that point. I don't sit in my room and talk shit and hate them for it. You know, hell, even the people who I just talked about that I don't even, you know, like to follow, you know, like I'm talking about like people like Lil Pump and shit like that. I can't even hate him because there's no reason for me to hate. I probably don't listen to his music. I probably don't jam his shit like that. You know, maybe if I'm fucked up, I'll listen to Gucci Gang or something. But at the end of the day, I can't hate him because he's making money and he's successful and I want to be in that spot, you know? So all I can do is just awesome. Now let's see what I can do to get myself there. That's how you need to think about it. Now let's talk about the negative side of this shit. So jealousy and the negative comparing, you know, we see this shit a lot. You know, like I said, it happens in guys. And the thing is I guess it's a biological thing because when you think about it from a biological standpoint, people compare themselves to each other to get a standpoint of where they stand as a human being in this fucking world. You know, so if you see someone doing good and you feel like you're not doing good, then you're going to be like, I need to level up, you know, so you want to get yourself better. And I think honestly, it's a biological thing too, because maybe back in the times before shit was so modernized now, people, you know, would compare to be the best so that they can get the best mate or some shit like that. That's the way I see it. I know girls do this shit a lot. Girls compare themselves to other females a lot, and I think that's hilarious because they don't really get too bad with it as like men. Men will kill you. I know guys that, you know, they will want to hurt you just because you're successful. You know, as soon as your name comes up, oh man, fuck Taboo, he a bitch ass motherfucker, man. And then you ask like, why don't you like him? Man, I don't know, man. He just fuck that nigga. You know, they don't have any reason for it. Just you being successful and them making bad decisions in their lives. They look at you and they feel like because they grew up with you or because they know you or because they, you know, you said hi to them a few years ago or you had a beer with them at a party, you know, that you're not real or some shit like that. It's just hate. They don't have a reason for it, but this is what it is. They're comparing themselves, they're comparing their life to whatever you're doing. And if you have people around you that are jealous and all they do is talk about other people in a negative connotation, you need to cut those people off. You need to get them the fuck away from you because those kind of people will bring you down. They will bring negative drama to your circle. They will just cause havoc, and you need to remove those people in your lives, you know? If you ever have those days where you're just sitting in your bed and you're scrolling on social media and then all of a sudden you get depressed because you're looking at shit and you're like, man, what am I doing with my life? Fuck. Look, listen, 98% of these people on social media that look happy, that look like they're living this glamorous ass lifestyle, it's not real. It's fake. It's all about perspective. People are only going to show you their best life. They're going to show you their best perspective. That's why I don't even post on Instagram unless it's only like me doing a show, a music video, or something like that. Because for the most part, I don't like social media because of this reason. It makes other people who aren't very secure in their minds feel very insecure, and they tear themselves apart, you know? And I don't like that. You know, people pretend like they live this magical, glamorous lifestyle, and they don't, you know? And once you realize that, you will feel better because you know that at the end of the day, we're all humans, you know? It's just that social media just made everybody a little bit more narcissistic. I know I'm kind of getting off topic, but all this kind of ties into each other, you know? So, you know, whenever, you know, let me actually talk about how to deal with this kind of stuff. So let's say you are good at what you do, right? And you have someone who is hating on you and, you know, doing the whole, you ain't shit. And then you look at them and they're not shit. What you need to do is you need to look at that and then just ignore them. Ignore them. But if it comes to a point where you're starting to get picked on for it, or you're in a position to where you can get bullied for being good at what you do, especially if girls like you. If girls like you and you're good at what you do, and there's like lame ass dudes who aren't doing shit with their lives, and they see you, they're gonna hate. They're gonna hate on you. You know, they will hate on you, and the only way to deal with that, you gotta stand up for yourself. You gotta stand up for yourself. You know, I'm not saying punch the first person in the face that talks shit to you, but you need to let people know, like, hey, I busted my ass to get here, and I'm not gonna let anyone take this opportunity from me. You know, if you want to be successful, you got to go after success. You can't sit there and blame this person and that person for you not being successful. You know, my life, even though my life is kind of fucked up, it's not as bad as some people who are millionaires right now, who struggled their asses off to get to where they are today. And I can't hate them for it. How can you hate someone for busting their ass to make it in life? You know? And that's the kind of mindset that a negative person that compares themselves to other people has. And you need to cut those people off. If you're going to compare yourself to someone, you need to compare yourself to great people who have done great things and that are great people, and you want to get to that, you know, that spot, and you want to be successful. You know, you need to keep that thought in your mind to where it motivates you. But when you compare yourself and it starts to tear you apart and it starts to destroy you as a person, then that's not good. You need to stop it, you know? You know, and I love all of you guys, man. You know, all the people who message me and they show so much love and they show so much support, you know, because it's sometimes all it takes is that one person, like, hey, I love your music, man. You know, thank you for what you do. And then I'm like, look at me over here comparing myself, you know, to blah, 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 blah. And I think I'm not shit and I should just quit making music. You know, that's how bad it gets. People get to that point, man. You know I kind of like stray all over the place whenever I'm talking about this shit. You know, it's just because this is just one of those things, man. You know, and I just want to break down the differences. Cause I know I talked about the positives and the negatives of comparing yourselves, but I want to explain to you how, you know, this shit can either make your life better or how you can destroy yourself. So, example, A, to become successful in comparing yourself is pretty much what I was just talking about. You need to look at something that you want to get to and let it motivate you to work hard to get there. Now, if there's a person, this is the negative way. If you look at a person or something and you're mad and you're pissed off and you're like, man, fuck that motherfucker, man, whatever, you don't deserve it, I deserve it. And you didn't put no work to get there and you just let it fester and you let it bubble up. You're going to start to, this all ties into just so much shit. You know, this is like law of attraction type shit. You're going to send out that kind of negative energy. Oh, the universe is going to listen and it's going to give you exactly what you want. You're going to attract that negative attention. You're going to attract that negative energy. No one's going to want to work with you because they know you're jealous, and you're going to get yourself blackballed from a lot of shit. This doesn't just apply to music. This applies to anything. They're going to know you're a hater. You don't want to be labeled a hater. You know, you want to be labeled a positive person that's going to bring people to you. You want to have a light that shines from you, you know, and let's say you are a person that has no self-control and you compare yourself in a negative light to other people who work their asses off, and you make the mistake to try to fight someone or even go as far as to eliminate somebody and kill them because you are a hater. Oh, you fucked your life up. You fucked your life up, you know, even in the workplace. Something as simple as like McDonald's. You know, you get a promotion and you started off as like a cashier with everyone else, right? You get a promotion, you become a supervisor. Everyone else still cashiers. Some people are going to be happy for you, even if they have a ceremony. Everyone's clapping for you. Some people, as soon as you leave that room, they're going to be like, man, fuck him. He didn't work his ass off to get there. Fuck that guy. You know, that's going to happen. And the only way to deal with it is to be stern, you know, be strong, and let them know, like, hey, I busted my ass to get here. You know, I want to be successful. If you want to be successful, work your ass off and you will get there. You're not going to take this opportunity away from me. You know, you just got to let people know that you're not going to take shit. I'm not saying be an asshole, but you need to be strong in what you believe in and what you want to go for, you know? Anyways, guys, I don't want to go too long with this because, like I said, this is one of those topics I can literally sit here and talk about forever, man. You know, so this is still something I'm kind of working on for myself because even, like, you know, a few days ago, I was like, man, fuck this. I want to delete everything because, you know, I'm just, you know, I'm not shit. You know, I'm looking at this person. They have, you know, fucking 100 million fans and they don't even work hard. They're not even lyrical. You know, you can't think like that, you know. It's not good. It's not good for you at all. You got to focus on what you want to be, and you got to focus on being your best self, you know. So anyways, guys, like I said, man, thank you for all the support. I'm going to just do these videos once every Monday just so I can kind of go through a whole week and just get some shit in my brain and just kind of, you know, go through some experiences, just see what I want to talk about, you know. When you wake up, look in the mirror, man, and be thankful that you're alive, and just look at life, for what it really is. Go after your goals, go after your dreams. Don't let nobody tell you, that you can't be successful. Don't compare yourself to people. You're a great person no matter what anyone says. If you want to be successful, you will be successful. If you want to be, unsuccessful, keep thinking negative thoughts and it's not going to happen. You're not going to be successful. So just, chase your dreams. Thank you for everything, guys, and I'm going to get my ass out of here. Just kick it for the rest of the day. Much love to everybody. Peace.